The gun has an ammo type that literally just makes it quiet, and it has a barrel that makes it super quiet, and you put them together, it sounds like this. So hello gamers, today I'm going to be showing you some of the quietest guns in Phantom Forces. These guns could actually be pretty helpful in some scenarios because they are so quiet that people will probably just not hear you, and you can sneak up on people and maybe get some extra kills that way. Our first gun is the AWS, and this is a very quiet gun to begin with. However, it has silent ammo, and silent ammo has awful velocity. However, it is very, very quiet. It has the same sound effect as the CAC SRR, so you could probably just say use the CAC. It has exactly the same sound effect. However, the CAC shoots a lot faster, so overall it's going to be a bit louder because you're going to be shooting this gun so fast. The CAC so fast, I mean, but oh my gosh, what? This gun you're not going to be shooting so fast. Why am I popping off with the AUS? It has awful velocity with silent, by the way. It has like 2200 and it goes down to under 2000. It's like worse than some SMGs. Also, this skin looks so sick. If you guys want to know how to do this, I made a tutorial video a while ago about it. Funnily enough, it's actually the Bob Ross skin. I did some major tweaking to it, but it's really cool. Now, our next gun is actually the mg3. If you run silent ammo, heavy bolt can help, and oil filter, it shoots a ton slower and has quieter bullets, and it sounds like this. Like, you know how loud my sound effects are. That's how loud it's normally for most guns, but this gun is very, very quiet. The biggest problem with it is now it has AUG A1 RPM, which is very slow. Especially originally, it was about 1,000. Now it's about 680. That's 320 RPM loss. Oil filter reduces fire rate by 15%, and heavy bolt reduces it by 20%. I don't know which one it factors in first, or if it does both at the same time, but either way, you have 680 RPM. Okay, why are they vote kicking Mapacem? And I'm voting yes. Please don't vote kick him. I was joking. He is kind of stream sniping me. I feel bad. I hope he doesn't get vote kicked. I'm sorry, Mapacem. My bad. He didn't get vote kicked. Integrally suppressed guns tend to be pretty quiet, but funnily enough, if you take off the suppressor, the quietest gun in the entire game is actually the MC51 SD, because if you put oil filter and this has silent ammo, this isn't normally with silent ammo, it's pretty quiet, you know? But funnily enough, oil filter is actually quieter than the default integral suppressor. So here it is with oil filter. You cannot hear it. I might turn up the audio for this. Let's see. That's it with the audio turned up. As you could probably tell, it is a very quiet gun. Nobody will ever hear you with this. The problem is it shoots really, really slow and has awful velocity, so and worse damage ranges, and not a lot actually to make it better other than it being very, very quiet. But it is very stealthy. Like, nobody will ever hear you. But obviously, it just doesn't do a ton of damage or anything. But I might even like recommend this setup for somebody who's trying to be very, very sneaky, because like nobody will hear you. It's probably louder to use a melee, no joke. I don't know how this even works. It's literally silent ammo and an oil filter, which oil filters in real life actually don't have this much of an effect, not even close. Suppressors in this game are kind of like weird, where they actually do make your gun pretty quiet. In real life, they don't make that big of an effect, but yeah, I guess in real life they have way more upsides. Hey, I just killed Mapacem from 129 studs with the funny gun, dude. Overall, this is a really fun gun though. I had a friend who pre-bought this gun and these attachments. Unless you want to actually use it because you like having fun, I don't recommend you actually buy this because it's not really going to be that effective, but it's a very fun gun, and the MC51 SD is actually pretty good. Honestly, for a lot of players, I might recommend it over the G3 because the G3 has like a lot more recoil than this, and this gun is actually pretty accurate. So cross map. I think the reason I'm getting so many kills is because literally nobody can hear me. Ironically enough, a gun that's actually very quiet as well is the hk21. This also has oil filter and silent. You'll notice a pattern here. Most of these guns are 7.62x51, which means they can have silent ammo, and a lot of them have an oil filter. Actually, everyone so far is a 7.62x51 because all of these are capable of equipping the silent ammo type, and some of them are allowed to use oil filter as well. It would be really funny if the AUS could actually have that. Hey guys, where are you? They're literally not even spawning in, dude. What the heck is going on, man? I want them to spawn in over here. What's going on? Wait, did they spawn in? Yes. Hello. I will give you this. The hk21 is one of the few guns that oil filter is actually pretty good on because it's somewhat more accurate, but still very inaccurate. Another very quiet gun is silent and oil filter on the m60. This is another 7.62x51. I feel like most of the quiet guns are 7.62x51 because silent ammo is only on that chambering, which is pretty annoying. I feel like there should be like some kind of like similar thing. Keep in mind, we will be getting to some other guns that aren't 7.62x51 that are also very quiet, but most of the guns that are very, very quiet have silent ammo and an oil filter because that's just how it works, you know? The gun has an ammo type that literally just makes it quiet, and it has a barrel that makes it super quiet, and you put them together, it sounds like this. I'll try to boost the audio a little bit, but it is very, very quiet. You can definitely hear it a little bit more than the MC51 SD, but this is probably second quietest, I think. HK21 is pretty close as well, but this is such a quiet gun, though. I don't feel like this should be, like, the quiet gun. It's fine if it is, but it is, like, the M60. Like, it should be loud, regardless of what setup you use on it. It shoots even slower, so you can shoot for literal years. Like, I think about 12 seconds. Another one you might know of, and I've talked about this previously, is 308, which makes the gun quiet, right? It's like this. That's pretty quiet. 22 is even quieter. So basically what you can do is you can run the suppressor with this. So you put on that integral suppressor and then like literally bolting it is louder. This is nowhere near as good as the 308 with this because it can't torso kill, it can only headshot kill, and it's just like awful body damage and it has like really bad velocity. However, it's very quiet. Another quiet gun is actually the Mach 10 Psionic suppressor. I don't know why this is so quiet, but it is. I don't know why this suppressor makes it so quiet. Every time I talk about the Mach 10, people are like, use Psionic suppressor, it's good. It's not really that good, but this video is not about good guns, it's about quiet guns, and this is very quiet. Like for PWs, I feel like this is the quietest one. Like quieter than the K7. At least it doesn't change your velocity. However, it makes your damage pretty bad. 34 instead of 36, which means you can't 2-hit kill head, and like I think a worse max damage range. It's probably one of the best suppressors, if not the best suppressor in the game. Discounting muffler, of course, but let's be real. Just because it's the best one in the game doesn't mean it's good. Suppressors in this game are just awful. So yeah, I mean, oh my gosh. I prefer compensator, man, because compensator, at least you got the recoil control. This is with 9mm, the conversion that lowers the recoil. It's still bad. I guess if it had good recoil, it could be kind of OP, but at the same time, like vector moment, you know? I should probably mention the CAC as well because it's the same sound effect as the OS with silent. However, I think it's a little bit louder than that, but it's still a very quiet gun. This guy doesn't even know he's being shot at right now. Not a bad gun, not the best gun. I think the best thing about it is that it can headshot kill all ranges. Other than that, the velocity, the damage is not very good, but it can fire very fast as well, which makes it... Wait a minute, this is just an SL9 downgrade. What? I would say just buff the velocity and damage ranges a little bit, or just velocity maybe. Like make it like 1700 or something, I don't know. It shouldn't have like AS Val velocity. Like what is the chambering? Like what bullet does it shoot? For secondaries, first off, we got the Ishvabesk PB. You know, it's very quiet. Plus P might make it louder, but I'm not sure. We all know this gun isn't very good, but it is very quiet. The only integrally suppressed secondary in the game. They are working on making this like a better gun, but right now it is pretty awful. It does do pretty good headshot damage. Considering the 1911 exists, it's not really that good. It can't one-shot headshot. If it could one-shot headshot CQC, maybe it would be better, but maybe it would be just like a direct upgrade to the GSP at that point. So I'm not 100% sure what they should do with it. It's not a terrible pistol, but at the same time, it is like the worst pistol in the game. Not really, like the GB22 is worse, but I'd say GB50 is probably better, but Gyrojet is very quiet, and if you put a suppressor on it, it has this. You could probably hear me clicking louder than that, dude. And I have noise suppression on, so it shouldn't even be that bad. I'll boost the audio for you guys. That's what it's like, man. It is so quiet. And actually, objectively speaking, suppressor is almost an upgrade on this gun. I still wouldn't use it because you lose max damage and a ton of velocity that you really need because this thing has awful velocity, but you can actually torso kill closer up. So it's one of the few guns where it's like kind of nice to have a suppressor, but still not a direct upgrade, or even like ultra viable, but it's somewhat viable. So I will say this is the one case where a suppressor is decent. Gyrojet is kind of underrated, no joke. Objectively speaking, it is literally one of the best guns in the entire game. By far, think about it. Torso kills all ranges, and the carbine has 220 RPM. That is like 5 times the RPM of the M107. Yeah, it just has bad drop, and like up close, it's really not that good at all, except for headshots. Like up close, it will... No, it doesn't headshot kill. Oh my gosh, the suppressor makes it no longer a headshot kill up close. If I missed a gun, or there's a gun that's very quiet that you want me to talk about, or maybe I forgot or something like that, leave it in the comments. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.